5 things that can help you overcome porn addiction. Now, porn addiction is far more widespread than I could ever imagine. I did some research on it and I discovered that 25% of all internet searches were porn related. That's 25%, 1 in every 4 are porn related, and 18% of all American men have admitted to having a porn addiction. Not just 18% of all men use porn, 18% have a serious porn addiction in the United States. But I dare say that the vast majority of men have looked at porn. I've looked at porn in the last, say, month. The data is very vague on that, but it's pretty much everybody looks at porn to some extent, but the guys that have a porn addiction and look at it on a regular basis, I found a few articles like the American Psychological Association. They go into depth on how it can ruin relationships. It can ruin your you can have some sort of erectile dysfunction. It can lower your self-esteem. Guys that are having all this type of sex that the vast majority of men cannot rationally attain. Most men cannot do it. A lot of men do, though. Let's not say that not all men having really good sex. There are a small minority of men having a lot of really good sex like that, but the vast majority of men, especially guys that have a porn addiction, they're not having that type of success, and that causes depression. They're not attracted to their girlfriend because their girlfriend cannot really live up to the standards of these porn stars that they're watching on a regular basis. So I decided to go through 5 things that can help you overcome porn addiction, and hopefully this video is helpful if you guys have a form of porn addiction. Before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no bullshit, novel dating advice for the modern man. If you want some one-on-one coaching with me, top link in the description. My book. 1. I've got a few things here to talk about. So firstly, I think you need to acknowledge that porn addiction is a real thing. Denial is one of the biggest issues with all addiction. People they gamble too much, or they drink too much. It's like, oh, I just gamble a little bit, oh, I just drink a little bit, I've got a drug addiction. Just acknowledging that you have a serious problem is definitely a good start. And then don't blame other people for your addiction. That's another aspect of number 1. And the third part of number 1 is willpower will not overcome it. You can't just focus. You need to take actual steps towards it. So you need to acknowledge it at least. And that's probably one of the most difficult hurdles to overcome, is admitting that you have a porn addiction. If you are looking at porn every single night before going to bed, then you have a porn addiction. That's probably the best metric. If you are doing it every single night, or you're doing it more than 4 or 5 times a week, then you have a porn addiction. 2, there's some software that you can download. You can download some anti-porn software. You can download it on your phone. You can download an app. You can put that anti-porn software on your laptop as well. There's also some software where when you download it, you can find a friend, and every time that you search a porn topic, your friend will get notified and they'll call you. You can actually do that. If you have downloaded tons of porn on your laptop, removing it, because removing it from you, because part of the problem is willpower cannot overcome everything, and making sure that there's no temptation around you is probably the best strategy. It usually is the best strategy. So deleting all porn off your laptop, off your phone. If you have any books, throwing them in the bin, literally throwing them away. It's not like you can't. If you want to go back, keep it in your mind, look, I'm going to chuck all this out, and if I want some, I can always just go back and get some more, right? But at least try to put a huge war between you and any temptation. That's definitely one of the strategies that might help. 3, one thing that I think is important when we look at the statistics is that if 18% of all American men, that works out to be, I don't know, like 20 something million, 20 to 25 million American men that have the same addiction. That is a huge amount. That's a huge amount of men, and probably worldwide it's probably about the same in every country. So recognizing that you're not alone, and there's probably some support groups around that you can probably access because of that. I haven't done some research into that, but I'm sure if you search it, there's probably some men's groups. Probably be really embarrassing if you're in a situation where you feel like, oh, okay, well, I've got no options left. I got rid of the porn. I can't stop searching in the search engine. I've downloaded the software. Maybe joining some sort of a group, remembering that you're not alone. And another aspect of that is accepting the fact that you probably will relapse. So all addiction has that built into it. 4, you could do what I said before, get yourself an accountability partner by joining up to these groups. And you could have total abstinence, as in no fap. Means, okay, well, I'm just not going to masturbate at all. Instead of just masturbating and having the temptation of using porn, you could just literally just go, okay, well, I'm going to take a week off if I can, if possible. And that might be another strategy to prevent you actually looking at porn and suffering from the negative side effects and the mental problems that arise from watching too much porn. So no fap, you can try that, and getting yourself an accountability partner. This would be a very embarrassing thing to admit to someone, even though it's such a high percentage problem, especially in the United States. Almost 20% of all men, almost 1 in every 5 men in the United States admits to being addicted to porn. That is huge, and 25% of all searches are porn related. That is huge. And if it is so embarrassing that no one wants to talk about it, you can imagine why this type of problem would continue to grow, because if no one's talking about it, you can't really solve the problem, can you? 5. Now, I looked online and I discovered that masturbation is actually good for you. So let's not get into the discussion that masturbation is the problem. I discovered that masturbation can prevent prostate cancer because of the toxins that you are in your body. By ejaculating frequently, you get rid of those toxins, and that can prevent or stop you getting prostate cancer. So masturbation isn't actually the problem. It is the negative and psychological side effects of porn, and I want to use these 2 articles that are science-based articles to push that through. Masturbation is okay, and in fact, number 4, where I said you could just use no fap, that's only really a short-term option. Just to try and get you away from porn, just a crutch to try and help you get away from porn as fast as possible by just using no fap. But then afterwards, normal masturbation, which is from the articles that I was reading, is actually really good for you. If you're religious, of course, religious people think that it is bad for you, or don't make you blind, and it's a sin and all these other things. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But the science says that masturbation can prevent prostate cancer. So these are the 5 tips that I discovered by just looking into this topic. Getting into dating, I also realized that there's some guys, because they look at porn, the girls that they're dating, they're not attracted to. And I also noticed that with some guys that they would see a girl and they think, oh, she's not good enough. And I look at him and I think, she's way above your mate value. You should definitely go talk to her. And he would have this attitude as if, no, she's not good enough. And I was wondering, why was that? Was it because he has anxiety and he doesn't want to approach her and he's just using that as an excuse? After doing this research, I realized that he must have a porn addiction. That's why. And so I'm learning the same way you guys are learning, because I'm coaching now. So I'm learning about you guys, and I'm learning about all of these different aspects of dating, which are very, very interesting, and it makes me a better coach. So if you like this video, click the subscribe button, and if you want some one-on-one coaching with me, top link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.